Hello everyone, it is Wednesday night. That means it's time for another Facebook Live. I am going to share this with my group while you all are finding me. So in case somebody is looking for it, I always go live on my page, but if somebody's looking for it on my group, they'll find it there too. All right. Hope you all are having a good week. We've made it halfway through. All right. There we go. Okay. Got it shared so we can get started. I have been this week focusing on the Spotlight on Nature. So this was a bundle that I purchased before I went to Onstage, which is Stampin' Up's convention. And it was in Houston in March. And they had a special thing you could, hey Nancy, purchase a bundle beforehand. They had a choice of 3 different ones. And you could purchase that ahead of time. I mean, you didn't get it. They gave it to you when you got there, but you chose which one you wanted, paid for it. And then they had a special night of just making things. Hey, Jackie, with the bundle. And then, so they gave us, let me grab, I think mine is right here. So they gave us this, it was called Onstage After Hours, and they had 3 different sets. And so then they gave you the paper that you needed. So that's the start of my Spotlight on Nature. So I had this set early before, it wasn't on the pre-order, so you couldn't order it until May 1st, but I had it early. And of course I picked this one because it has a butterfly. So that's the stamp set. And then the dies, they don't cut anything out from the stamp set. They are a wonderful set of circles. So there's, how many are there? Did you know that your packaging tells you how many dies there are? 12. Aren't those fun? And so they cut out, you can see on this that it cuts out around the edge too. And I'll show you some other cards that I made with them at the end so you can kind of see how those circles work. But they're beautiful. So even if you don't like butterflies, those circle dies are definitely something that you want to have. All right, I pre-cut mine, but let's get started. We'll go ahead and get started and start our stamping. So, and that's what I was going to tell you. I knew there was something. If you are new here on my blog, after the video is over, I will post the dimensions for the card, so you don't have to worry about writing anything down or wondering what they are. It'll all be on my blog afterwards in case you want to make something similar. This was actually one of the what is the word I'm looking for? Sketches that we did at Onstage. We did a different one. I don't think I have that card right here to show you. No, I don't. But so it's a similar, it's the same sketch is what I'm trying to say. That was in our book. The other thing, I am all over the place tonight. Hey, Betty. The other thing is, every week I make a card on Wednesday night. Next Wednesday, I might not be live. It's my birthday, and we'll just see if my family has any plans for dinner or anything. So I may go ahead and just pre-record a video so that you have something to watch, but I may not be live. But I make a card pretty much every Wednesday, and then the next week I give it away. So this is the card we made last week with the hearts and hugs. Really cute set. It has these walrus. It has some badgers, a mouse. What's the other one? There's another animal. I don't remember off the top of my head. But I will tell you at the end who won that card. Okay, now we're ready to get started. So I'm going to use this flower stamp. And we're going to, whoops, I need the ink, not the lid. When it's a big stamp like this, I like to turn it upside down and ink it this way. And this is the Memento Black. So we're going to stamp this a few times. I like to use Memento Black when I'm going to color with blends. Ink it up again. I probably should have had one of these already colored so you didn't have to watch me color this. That's all right. I didn't think of that till just now, and it's too late. All right, and we'll do one there. All right, so there's our flowers. Let's get this out of the way. We're done with the Memento. I have just a little piece, let me just set that out of the way, of white. That's what we're going to stamp our sentiment on. This is Old Olive. And I just use Thanks because I didn't want it to be too big of a sentiment. It's always a challenge to stamp it straight when I can't look straight down on it. And then one more thing we're going to stamp. And that is our card base. So you may not have noticed, because it's kind of subtle, but there's just some little crosshatch stamps. It's kind of hard to see in it. Oh, you can kind of see that one. Around the edges. So let's get this folded. And I'm doing it in Balmy Blue. So this is what the stamp looks like. Whoops, sorry. So we're just going to put some Balmy Blue on Balmy Blue around the edge. There we go. Does not have to be even or uniform or anything. All right. So I saved some cardstock. This Old Olive is going to go behind this. So nobody's going to know that there's a circle out of it. So that's the die that I cut out of it. And then I have a piece of Pretty in Pink. And I just need to trim the other end. And then we'll do our coloring. So I just made them like that. All right, so let's set this aside and get our blend. So I'm using the Pretty in Pink blend. So I've got light and dark Pretty in Pink. And I'm going to take the dark and just go around the bottom. And I'll do, like on these little ones, I did a little bit more dark. I'll do a couple of them at a time. You don't want to do too much at once because you want to blend that color out. So this is the light one now. And if you wait too long, then it won't blend as easily. So those little ones like that, I made mostly dark. All right, let's do a couple more. I love that Stampin' Up! Gives you these lines. Kind of help you to know where you should shade it. I'm just pulling that dark color out. And with all those lines, you probably wouldn't notice on this one if it didn't blend as well. Okay. Do some more. Let's do this little guy. Again, I'll do him mostly dark. He's not open as much, so I'm thinking he would be darker. Oh, I forgot to do something. I was going to do our blending brush before I started coloring. Well, too late now. I'll show you what I mean in just a minute. Might as well finish our flowers since we've started them. This is, I can't remember if I said that this is one of the new in colors, this Pretty in Pink. it's actually, I don't remember it, but we had it before. I just don't, maybe I wasn't doing Stampin' Up! When we had it before. But they said it was one that Stampin' Up! Had before. All right, let's do this little flower. Then we'll have all the flowers done. Okay. Whoop. Now what I was supposed to do, and it doesn't really matter, and you can kind of tell in this, there is some blue around the flowers. And I would probably rather have done it before I did the flowers, but I'll just have to be careful to not get it on my flowers. So I like to start off of the paper so you don't, and you may still end up with some blotches, but you're less likely to. And I don't want, you know, like dark. I'm just trying to get some color in here. All right, let's see. Yeah, looks good. So that just adds some color, and I just used my small blending brush since I was trying to get in between some of those flowers. All right, now we need our old olive, and I'm going to use the smaller end, and I'm going to kind of just do the same thing. And I'm going to do several leaves at once. Whoops, cut out of the lines a little bit there. And then come back with my light. And just kind of color over that. This one I don't mind if those lines kind of stay. Whoops. Looks like I need to get a new old olive. This one's getting low on color. Hopefully we can make it last for this card. And I did on the stems, I did do a little bit of dark where you can kind of see there's white showing through. So it doesn't have to be the whole thing. I'm just barely touching it. All right, let's do some more leaves. Whoops, missed that one, didn't I? There we go. And I'm just kind of rusting my caps on there just to try and keep them. I mean, they're not going to dry out instantly, but you don't want to leave them open too long. Yep, I'm going to have to put Old Olive blends on my list to order next time. Whoops. I missed the stem. All right, and then just a few more leaves over here. Almost. Then all will be ready. Then we'll just be ready to put it all together, and that will be it. So even with the coloring, it really doesn't take long. And like I said, this was one of the sketches that we did in that after hours. And you could do some splattering if you wanted to. I didn't, so I'm not going to on this one. But if you want, you can take the brush tip of your, and I have a special bone folder. I have to find it. It's over here somewhere. Here it is. This is my splattering bone folder. And you just take it and knock it against the bone folder, and then that could do splatter. So you could do that in the old olive just to add some more, but I'm not going to do that since I didn't do that before. All right, so let's get the rest of our pieces over here. And I want, when I did this, I adhered these two together first. I don't know that it matters. Let me get my Stampin' Seal. And I'm not putting it in the middle, I'm putting it away from the edge a little bit. And I'm just going to put that at an angle like that. And so these are all on the card flat. And then I took the, whoops, I almost dropped it, my sentiment, and I'm just going to put a little bit of liquid glue along the bottom of it. This is how I did it. You could certainly use your Stampin' Seal or glue dots, whatever you're comfortable with. Because I want that, trying to make sure I stay in the frame, to just go along this pretty in pink like that. And then I'll put a little bit of liquid glue in the middle of this circle. And put that there. Give that just a second. And then I will put glue dot, or not glue dot, dimensional on the back of this. I think I'll do two. So this is a sheet that's almost done, but do not waste these edges. I cut mine apart, but if you had something long that you wanted dimension under, you could just take a whole side and use it. So don't throw away those pieces. They work just as well as the other. All right, and then I'm going to put this right down here. Try and make sure my thanks is straight. And then the last thing I'm going to use, these are not available right now, but they will be coming back. I'm sorry, I didn't look to see when they would be back. You can see mine have been well used, but they're the 2024-26 in colored shimmer gems. And so I'm going to use the pretty and pink ones. And we'll put one more over here. And there we go. There is our card. So like I said, thank you, buddy. Somebody will win this one next week. I guess I only have one other card here. The rest of them I put back in my display. This is the card we made in my card class last week, but you can see the rings. So thank you, Nancy. In this case, I put two of them together. So let me just kind of show you what I mean. I'm not going to cut it, but so like for this guy, for this one, I cut it like this so that it would cut a ring like that. Because if you just cut that, you'll end up with just a solid circle. So they're very versatile. Lots of different little edges on them. Really, really a nice set of dies. I've enjoyed playing with them. All right. You'll see the other ones. I'll put some on my blog, and then the other cards you have seen some on Facebook, and you'll see some more the rest of the week. But the last thing is to tell you who won this card from last week, and that is Betty. So I will get that to Betty. Put that there so I don't lose it. All right. Uh-oh. And next week, somebody will win this card. All right. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked it, Jackie. Yes, it's a really nice set. I posted some pictures on Facebook in Kay's team, and Patience said, oh, you're going to make me have to get this now. I said, good. It's a nice set. All right. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next week, either live or recorded. I don't know yet, but I will see you next week. Bye.